but it made me wonder about my own life and what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. I do realize that my life is not that stimulating, but I actively refrain from turning it into anything else. I don't know about the future, but right now I have decided that this is what I want. And irrespective of the result, I want to continue because this is what makes me happy. I've made some real bad mistakes. You make the worst ones look fine. I always thought you were strange. You only come out at night. I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so naive. The way you showed me four parts, you seeped into me. Blood sucker, fake fucker. He tried like a goddamn vampire. Some time ago, I completed the book In the Absence of Men by Philip Besson, and there's this quote that stuck with me. Marcel, an infamous queer author, told this to Vincent, a 16-year-old boy, when they were talking about Marcel's work and why he primarily writes about his childhood. I study the past the better to control the present, and I discover feelings in the present which I know from experience of the past. I understand that he was basically trying to convey that by understanding our past experiences, we can recognize and deal with similar feelings we have in the present. But in my opinion, the problem with this past-based thinking is that when we look at our lives in retrospect, we only remember our actions and not the circumstances that elicited the said reactions. I was having a conversation with my sister and realized that when the pandemic started, I was still a teenager, and now I'm in my 20s, and at times I do wish to go back 5 years, but then I thought to myself, do I really want to go back in time to 2019 with the same circumstances, or just go back 5 years to a completely different environment, that is, without the pandemic? All of us want to move back in time only if we get to control what that life would look like. For example, I only wanted to go back 5 years if there was no pandemic and I could live my life the normal way. I'm currently reading The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying by Bronnie Ware, who worked for a significant time in palliative care and summarized all that the dying people regretted on their deathbeds. One of her patients, Rosemary, had never allowed herself to be happy after leaving an abusive marriage at a time when divorce was a scandal. Realizing her impending death, she confessed to Bronnie, "I wish I'd let myself be happier. What a miserable person I've been. I just don't think I deserve to be, but I do. I know that now." Laughing with you this morning, I realized that there was no need at all to feel guilty for being happy. The reader might feel sad for how much time she had lost avoiding happiness, but Ronnie looked at it differently and comforted her by letting her know that at least she didn't die a sad woman. Even being happy for a minute out of the 24 hours is better than being miserable for all of it. Sometimes I am happy and content with my life, and on closer inspection, it doesn't really have to feel worth more because this happiness isn't connected to an event or a story. I just am happy with the small things like my evening walks with the same playlist, standing inside the small patch of sunlight that enters my front door at noon, cooking breakfast for myself, discovering new songs accidentally, and completing my crochet projects. I am happy. Can't that just be enough? This present that I'm living is transforming into the past that I might reminisce about one day. But it feels like in the past few years, I've not really made any memories worth reminiscing because of how stuck I am thinking about the past. Like I said in my last video, I don't have the perfect stories to tell. Maybe because I'm not letting any stories be written.